This is the Lyst Index for Q3. So we are going to be going through, we're going to read through everything and kind of see which brands are buzzing right now, what products are trending, what brands are on the uptick, what brands are on the downturn, and all sorts. So let's go straight to the index. Let's have a look at some of that stuff. So, of course, Madame Mucha Prada is having a laugh right now. She has since the last Lyst Index. Miu Miu is right there at the top. Prada remains in the third position. Something that really stood out to me is Alaia. Alaia went up by 12 points, which is insane. Also, Balenciaga went down by 10 points. That's very significant. Victoria Beckham being in the top 20 is shocking. That really shocked me. Chloe makes sense because I feel like since Chimena Kamali has been involved with the Chloe brand, they've started to have a real buzz about the brand. It's been really interesting seeing the buzz come back around Chloe. So that makes a lot of sense. Of course, I have multiple videos and streams on Chimena Kamali at this point, so you can check those out if you want to learn more about what she's been doing at Chloe, her plans, what she said in interviews, all that sort of stuff that's been covered. Victoria Beckham, though, it'll be good to read what they say as their rationale for why Victoria is here. So it said they dropped a denim refresh campaign. They introduced their first See Now Buy Now dress during September show in Paris, and they launched their fourth fragrance during their Paris Fashion Week show. Now, that's interesting because for the longest time, as most of you know, if you've been following the whole Victoria Beckham saga, Victoria Beckham made a loss so many years in a row, I lost count. I don't even know who was funding that brand. There is no brand on this planet apart from Victoria Beckham that would make a loss that many years in a row and still be in business. Now, I just wanted to pause here and talk about Victoria Beckham some more because I kind of have a jokey tone of voice when I talk in the live streams, but everything I still say is factual. I'm not just, saying things that aren't true just for comedic effect. I might say it in a funny way, but it still holds true. So in this case, I made a joke about David Beckham funding Victoria Beckham's brand because, of course, the brand has made a loss forever. I actually looked deeper into the numbers once again because I couldn't remember the exact figures. So her brand made a loss from when it was founded in 2008 until recently. So 15 years in a row. And she has personally pumped money into the brand to keep it afloat. David Beckham has also pumped money into the brand through his own company to keep the brand afloat. So yes, David Beckham has actually put money into the brand. Victoria Beckham is rich. However, she's not so rich that she can afford to keep making millions of losses 15 years in a row. So of course, there was external funding from so many different places, including herself, including David Beckham, and including external firms as well, to keep the brand afloat. Now, the point still holds true that no one but Victoria Beckham would be able to do that because most brands, if you have a loss 15 years in a row, before you even get to that point, no investor is going to keep investing in that and the brand is going to just cease to keep producing. Even in interviews, when she was still making loads of losses, she talks about her frustrations and she doesn't want to be, a laughing stock. She doesn't want her brand to be known as a joke. And so this is something that Victoria Beckham has actually said herself. I think in the initial live stream, people got sensitive by me saying that David Beckham has funded her brand, which is true. He has. I don't know why it's, people are like, oh, well, Victoria Beckham is rich. She has her own money. She wouldn't need David Beckham to fund her brand. Like, do you guys know how much of a loss she's made? How many millions she's lost in 15 years? It's insane. She can't afford to front that bill. So yeah, just wanted to come on and clarify that because sometimes I might say things in a jokey way and people might think that I'm just being snidey and there's no factual reality to what I'm saying. But it's very amazing to see that she's almost weathered the storm for so many years to the point where now it's actually profitable. They had a really good year last year financially. This year, it's looking like they're even on the uptick. So that's good on her. Shout out to Victoria Beckham. But the brand wouldn't even exist if it was anyone else. If there wasn't that David Beckham money kind of, moving the needle, The brand literally would not be in existence to even be on this list in the first place. So, hey, all you guys need to do is just have a rich spouse. Let's see. I want to see what they say for every brand. So let's start with Miu Miu. It says, launch Miu Miu Barrel Mall pop-up stores in Asia and on Miu Miu website for the first time. Introduced the new Fall/Winter 24 campaign with Cara Delevingne. Launched Miu Miu Women Tales number 28 edition in Venice with director Laura Citarella. That's interesting. Okay, so Loewe. Yeah, the Casa Loewe in Seoul was a big thing. I remember a lot of people talking about that. Of course, the runway show. Prada, of course, just right here. I remember seeing news stories on the Luna Rossa event. So that's really cool. The two ones I actually want to see, because a lot of them are kind of in the same position. The Row, of course, has gone up 7 places. That makes sense, as they've said. Received investment from Chanel and L'Oreal, like literally opened their first store in Paris. Worn by Elizabeth Olsen, Kendall Jenner, and Harry Styles. Really, it's because of the investment, let's be honest. So that makes a lot of sense. Gucci, a lot of these brands are in the same position. Ralph Lauren is in. That makes a lot of sense because they dressed the US Olympic team at the Paris Olympics, which they've mentioned here. Long-standing partnerships with Wimbledon, the US Open, the championships. All of that makes sense. A lot of them are basically in the same position. But Alaia, let's see what they have to say about Alaia. Dressed Taylor Russell and Tilda Swinton at the Venice International Film Festival. Presented Winter Spring Summer 25 collection at the Guggenheim Museum. They launched their Summer Fall 24 campaign. Okay. I think really with Alai, it's the ballet flats, which we're going to get into when we scroll down into what products are, you know, really moving the needle for a lot of these brands. Let's see what they said about Balenciaga. They launched the Le City bag campaign featuring Nicole Kidman and Kate Moss. We talked about that already. We talked about that in a live stream. Released an app for the Apple Vision Pro headset. Held a Summer 25 show in Paris. A tribute to fashion that has a point of view. Yeah, we've covered all of that in the past already. Now, of course, the main story in this list, you know, index is Alaia because it went up by 12 points. So, of course, they have a dedicated section on Alaia. It says the desire for Alaia. There was a 109% increase in sales, which is insane. So it says, is luxury losing its chokehold on the Lyst Index? Our third quarter report reveals a big summer shakeup of the hottest brand rankings. 4 new entrants make the chart, sending shockwaves through the table as the playing field continues to open up to premium and contemporary labels. September show season, usually a peak inspiration moment for luxury fashion shoppers, failed to galvanize demand from customers faced with soaring prices, global economic instability, and a darkening geopolitical climate, which obviously they're basically explaining why luxury as a whole, if you look at the Kerings, the LVMHs, everything in general, you know, everything is going downhill. So they're just kind of prefacing the whole Lyst Index by starting with that point of view. So continuing, it says this quarter's data suggests that aspirational fashion fan is still shopping, but is thoughtful and open-minded when it comes to discovering or rediscovering the brands worth investing in now. Oh, they have a section on Miu Miu. This should be interesting. They also said there's a 51% rise in searches for Alaia this quarter. So Miu Miu takes back the number 1 spot, overtaking Loewe as the hottest brand this quarter, as global demand for Miu Miu's distinctive alt girl aesthetic continues to accelerate. Searches jumped a further 30% quarter on quarter. Miu Miu girls and boys are wishlisting the $3,050 Arcady bag, this quarter's 4th hottest product, but the real success story this quarter is the impressive ascent of Alaia, jumping 12 places to become the 5th hottest fashion brand in the world. At the helm since 2021, creative director Pieter Mulier has reinvigorated the brand while respecting the house's heritage. Desire for Alaia is deepening. Demand rose 51% this quarter, with customers responding to the sensuality and meticulous craftsmanship of Mulier's collections. Hero Alaia products are holding their cachet well over a year since the mighty Alaia flats first appeared in the hottest products ranking in Q2 of 2023. That's crazy. Let me pause there, by the way. Alaia flats have been going triple platinum since Q2 of 2023. Of course, this quarter, everyone's talking about the fishnet versions, but that's crazy. Alaia flats have really had fashion in a chokehold. Can't even talk. These braces make me sound illiterate. Continuing on, it says the fishnet style is this quarter's hottest product, with the tekel and liqueur bags also still driving significant demand worldwide. Building on September's well-received show at the Guggenheim in New York, can Alaia maintain its momentum up the chart? Now, before I continue about Alaia, there is an amazing interview with Pieter Mulier in a magazine that I'm going to talk about on TikTok and Instagram tomorrow. I plan on making a video about that. If you are in the Discord, which is free to join, by the way, so just join it if you can. I actually posted screenshots from that interview for everyone in the Discord to read. So if you were to go into the Discord, into the fashion section and type Alaia, my screenshots would come up. Definitely read that. That was a very eye-opening interview when it comes to Pieter Mulier and just kind of his ideas of what his vision of Alaia is, why he sees Alaia the way he wants to, like why he sees Alaia the way he does, what his future plans are for the brand, kind of how Azzedine Alaïa himself, how the way he used to run the brand is informing the way that Pieter Mulier is running it. So if you want really in-depth insight into the direction that Alaia is going, definitely join the Discord. It's free to join. Once again, the link is in the description. And read that interview via the screenshots. I would suggest everyone to read it because it's really, really good information. But anyway, continuing on. Entering the Lyst Index in 14th position, Ralph Lauren product engagement has spiked 151% this quarter, a key player in the summer of sport. High-profile activations at the Olympics and Wimbledon garnered worldwide attention and helped the brand capture the global trend for status sportswear. Other new entrants include the contemporary brand Totem, taking 16th position 10 years after the label was founded by Ellen Kling and her husband Carl Lindemann, and Victoria Beckham claiming 19th place with demand driven by trench coats and dresses. Under the creative direction of Chimena Kamali, the Chloe boho revival is gaining traction and stimulating a halo effect for searches inspired by her brand. Chloe enters the Lyst Index for the first time in 20th position. That's crazy, actually, that Chloe has never been in the Lyst Index. Of course, the Lyst Index is not like a very old thing, but that's crazy. Chimena is really like, you know, bringing this brand back from the ashes. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. But anyway, continuing on. Sneaker of the summer goes to the $100 Puma Speed Cat, the quarter's third hottest product as seen on Dua Lipa. Emily, and I won't pronounce her surname even though I can because of my braces. Continuing the trend for streamlined retro silhouettes, demand spiked 532% in August. They are joined by Ganni's biker boots and Clark's Wallaby as key shoe styles, stimulating demand from Gen Z shoppers. Looking ahead to fashion's golden quarter, we predict more turbulence in the index as fashion's power brands compete to capture holiday spending. Check in the next quarter for an update on the brands truly connecting with customers in this challenging and rapidly evolving market. So now we get into the product. So we can see the Alaia Fishnet Ballet Flats going absolute triple platinum. The Coach Brooklyn bag has really done a number, by the way. I see everyone wearing it. I post all the time, like, Bella Hadid seen wearing a Coach Brooklyn bag. I feel like everyone is wearing a Coach Brooklyn bag. That's something that I see all the time. The Alaia flats, I see that all the time. The Puma Speed Cats, I must be kind of out of the loop because I'm not personally seeing, obviously it's on the list, so obviously people are wearing it. I'm just saying, personally, I haven't seen it all over the place. I haven't really been seeing it. The Clark's Wallabies, I definitely can see the revival happening. I've definitely seen a lot of people wearing the Clark's Wallabies, but yeah, the Puma Speed Cats, maybe I need to start just walking around in London and seeing what people are wearing. But that's fair enough. It's good though that, you know, there's something affordable. not everything is about having luxury shoes and all those kind of things. There's things that people can actually afford on this list, like Clark's Wallabies, obviously the Speed Cats. Yeah, you've got the Miu Miu bag, the Totem Country jacket. Interesting, the Frankie shop. Interesting, pleated Piper pants. Interesting. Tom Ford sunglasses always go triple platinum. I feel like there's always going to be some form of, Tom Ford glasses doing really well. So that doesn't really surprise me here. Also, a Ganni boot being here doesn't surprise me. Ganni footwear always does really well. I remember a few seasons ago, Ganni released these loafers. I can't remember what they were called, but everyone was buying those loafers. I saw every influencer wearing those things. And of course, some of it could just be like paid marketing, but it did seem like, so many people were wearing those loafers by Ganni. But yeah, shout out to Alai and Peter Mulia for all the things that he's doing at the brand, to be honest. You says the average American millennial white woman loves a good long shot bag. Yeah, we love the millennial white woman. Shout out to the American millennial white women that love a good long shot bag. I think the Puma, funny enough, always have a sneaker that sneaks its way into the mainstream. Fair play. Yeah, because Puma always have sneakers that are kind of easy to dress up and down. They always have, like, a lot of their shoes are made of suede and they have really cool colors that they make their stuff with. So, it doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me. Ganni is sadly overpriced and the quality has significantly gone down since they sold. I mean, that's the case with every company that sells. Yeah, of course, we talk about this all the time, but, history repeats itself. Some things just don't really change. Prada are doing that totem coat right now. That's funny. Oh my gosh, Rachel said, I feel so perceived. That's so funny. That's so funny. But yeah, thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. This YouTube channel runs on your support. If you want to support the channel, you can subscribe to my Patreon. You'll gain access to exclusive content that includes everything from my Patreon podcast, where I give a behind-the-scenes insight into the fashion industry, as well as a fashion book club, where I review my favorite fashion books. You can also check out my fashion ebook, which highlights the best fashion journalists to follow, definitions of common fashion terminology, and how to determine what a good source of fashion information is. The links to everything are in the description below.